FragPunk just had some brand new updates. That also does include some additional details around the console release. We'll talk about some of the many details there and the future of where FragPunk might be. That also does include those brand new patch notes with a shop update, and even some new ban warnings and lists, some additional exclusive reward codes that you can snag up, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up, World of Utopia, back with another video. Today we're checking out all things FragPunk. Let's just jump right into it. Of course, first off, we do have our patch notes. Now, yes, I am a day or so late on this, but we do have the May 8th patch, which is just an overall hotfix. That included a brand new setting here for video settings virtual sync to fix screen tearing issues. Surprised that wasn't there on release, although if you have an Nvidia card, more than likely you're probably using G-Sync, so your screen tearing should be alleviated, and you more than likely shouldn't use virtual sync with G-Sync. There's been some debate on that. Either way, I'm glad they added the new setting. That does include a brand new event called the Blitz Ballet. It's a time-limited event that will begin, again, on May 9th, so it began yesterday, and that offers double health, increased mobility for a brand new battle experience. Or if you do play through this, you can actually earn the Kismet Lancer skin Ablaze, the Tangled Croc sticker, 2 Ultra cans, 700 Glue Knight coins, 50 skin keys, and 1 decoration pack. So a decent amount of rewards there if you don't have any of the Kismet skins or the ones that you got for referring a friend. Definitely can go ahead and snag this one completely for free. Which does lead us onto those store updates. They introduced that brand new character and weapon skins, as well as this here, the Obsidian Dragon, which is a brand new extreme weapon skin bundle available on the store starting yesterday, May 9th, with 5 weapons born from the remains of dragons, which will unleash their power on the battlefield. These are some pretty dynamic skins. They range from melee weapons, pistols, all the way to ARs. So it does cover a decently broad range of weapons there. There was also some bug fixes for this update. There were some issues where sound effects were muted for some of the Circuit Lancer skins, videos of some of the weapon skins displayed incorrectly, which also included reload sound effects, visual effects, even fur display was abnormal on some Lancer skins and weapons, and Corona FragPunk Lancer skin would display abnormally hand positioning when aiming under certain circumstances. So overall, just some visual effects, sound effects fixes, and some specific skin animation fixes. Now with this, of course, we did get the brand new mid-season update that launched alongside console a few days prior, but then console launched a few days after that. But we did have some additional updates there that actually pertain to the future of FragPunk and the direction of what it's going for console especially. First up here, though, we had a post going over that FragPunk is actually a hit on console. Surprisingly, it's actually number 2 on the free-to-play games on Xbox, second to only Warzone and even beating Fortnite. It's also top 20 most played games on PlayStation, so it is actually doing really well right now with downloads, which again, realistically, console only has Valorant in competition there. They don't have CSGO. At least they used to, but it was never updated and people really don't play it anymore. But now they do have a more relaxed and fun tactical shooter, so glad to see it's doing fairly well with the console audience, and actually decently high up there on the charts. Speaking of that, though, we actually have the future of what we could see for console, as well as kind of some updates there. Now, this was something I didn't actually know because it really didn't pertain to me exactly. But if you didn't know, FragPunk actually does support cross-platform matchmaking on consoles, which is mainly non-ranked mode, which supports crossplay between consoles and PC. However, in ranked mode, they say to ensure fair and competitive environment, PS and Xbox players can only match with players on the same console platform. So you actually cannot play ranked with a PS player and an Xbox player. They can't play together. So obviously it's very separate from PC. PC has their own ranked section, but not even the console platforms can play together in the ranked mode, which is quite surprising there, but is somewhat understandable. Although we've had one avid poster over on the Reddit. He's made a post nearly every single day asking the devs for console crossplay, basically stating there's no reason why it's not available for both the consoles to play together, as there really isn't an unfair advantage between them. You could maybe argue with controller choice, but at that rate, people usually pick the controller they want to play with on a certain console or on whatever console they're playing with, or they're just going to go with the other console if they prefer that controller. I don't see where the unfairness would come into play, unless it had to do with frame rate and frame timings with the different consoles. I could see that being an issue with the Xbox Series S. That would be the only reasoning, is that the Series S would have lower frame rates, but then you could argue that PCs have tons of different frame rates and configurations. Someone could be playing on 30 FPS, someone could be playing on 300 FPS. So what is the difference there? Why wouldn't they bring them together? Maybe it is more of a tech issue, although they do state that it's an unfairness thing. But going back to it, they made a post every single day where we actually had a dev finally answer this. So So the Play FragPunk account over on the Reddit mentioned that they hear about the passion and advocacy for the FragPunk console players wanting to play together. This remains a top priority for them as they refine the technical integrations to ensure fairness and stability. So yeah, it does seem like some sort of technical issue. Maybe it's that the consoles can't platform together. I have heard about it before that there was problems with that, at least only making those two cross-platform. We'll have to see if we get any further information there. They do say additionally they're actively addressing screen tearing issues reported by some players, which we did see the other day where they added the virtual sync option. They want to optimize across all platforms. They can't confirm any timelines just yet, but we should expect some updates soon as testing progresses. So it does seem like they are testing crossplay for the consoles, at least in the ranked category. There is one comment here and feedback on that it needs to be input-based matchmaking, not just between consoles. I do agree. I think they could just add input-based matchmaking and kind of remedy all of the issues there. Although again, you could argue people playing at different FPS could be a bit of an advantage there. Speaking of that, if you are on console and you are brand new to the game, there is actually a way to get 16,500 gold for free, which essentially almost nearly unlocks you a Lancer just completely for free. Now this person has made a post on essentially how you can redeem those skins. You literally just hit the escape button, head redeem code, and then enter the code mentioned. Then check your in-game mail, and you should have it in there. However, you're missing something there. Where are the codes? Well, there's a post here talking about all the codes that you can get completely for free. Now, it does mention that some of these are expired, but I do believe that some of these are still active for console players. And at least these 3 at the very top are active, so you can go ahead and snag those. Also, if you participated in the Twitter giveaways they did at the very beginning of the game, you might have forgotten about those, but they did a bunch of Twitter giveaways where you just kind of had to retweet and essentially got DM'd a code. All of those codes still work, so you might want to check your Twitter DMs, see if you have any codes in there, and you can redeem all of those. Again, I'll link to this post down below where all the codes that you can try. Some of them might be expired, but it doesn't hurt to try all of them if you can, as well as, again, checking your Twitter DMs. Speaking of console and controllers we've gone over before, they actually did do a giveaway for FragPunk X Xbox, where they did a collaboration to create this controller. Maybe hopefully they do bring it to market eventually, although this was currently limited to 50 pieces, I think, per region, as they did some here in the western regions as well as the eastern regions. So it seems like maybe it was 50 per continent or per area. Hopefully, again, eventually they do bring that live or something like that that you can earn and buy. I know I did also mention that they do ban players and they had a ban list. They have gone ahead and banned 310 new players, so they are taking care of those and making sure that anybody that's cheating does get banned. They've also banned 2 accounts that have been penalized for teaming with cheaters. Their matchmaking has been restricted and their ranked points have been revoked. So if your teammate is cheating and you know they're cheating and you team up with them, you will be subjected to some penalization there, which good on that. I'm really happy they're doing that. That's how some people get away with that overall. So I'm glad they are banning accounts that do try to circumvent that. Overall, that's about covered for today's video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and until the next one. Deuces.